Well, today we're going to have a continued video of the vintage umbrellas. Now, you've seen my collection of vintage umbrellas several months ago. You can go back and look at those again because they're the kind of things, if you like that sort of thing, you don't get tired of looking at them. Now, what I'm showing you today are mostly Jan's umbrellas. Hers are very old and they're starting to really show their wear and tear. Some of them I couldn't even get open all the way because they were so stiff and I was afraid I was going to cut my fingers. Now this first one I'm going to show you is actually my umbrella, just one of mine. I thought I'd throw in 2 or 3 of mine with Jan's, and I'll tell you which ones are mine. Okay, this one is mine. You can see what it looks like. I'll turn it around so that you can see the handle, I hope. Let's see if let's see if I can get this in a position. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I'm going to have to pull it way down. And where's the handle? You're not seeing the handle, are you? Okay, let's try it again. There it is. See, I'm not sure. This may be a bakelite handle. I'm going to close the umbrella. That way you will see the handle. You can see the inside wires. Inside wires. They're so different to what we get today. Now let me close this umbrella and let's look at the handle. Here we go. See what that looked like. Seems like it's not giving you a good view of it, I don't think. Could be my lighting. My lighting never right. But anyway, I'm not sure. I think this handle, it looked like wood, but I actually think it is plastic. So I'm going to put that one aside. And we're going to go to the next umbrella. I'm going to go across here, pick it up, bring it back and show it to you. Let me put it on the table. I think that's the best way for you to look at it. It's a simple black umbrella. But there's something about the old one that the shape of them is different. Let's see if I can turn it a little bit and see the point on the end. I think those got used a lot like a walking cane because this one has a rough edge to it and I think it was definitely being used as a cane. Now, it has the black ribbing inside the umbrella. There you go. You can see that black ribbing really nice. See how pretty it is. And there's your handle that you carry. Umbrella on your arm. Let's go down to the handle. I'm going to close it now because that's the only way we're going to be able to look at the handle. Take a good look. See that? That is bakelite. The black and the gray. It's kind of a clear gray, you can see through gray. It also has the little handle to carry it with. See that point? For a lady, it would be just right as a little cane. Now, that one was Jan's. This next one is Jan's as well. Now these are not celebrity movie star looking umbrellas, but they're all vintage. And I like every one of them, no matter what color it is, what design. Now look at that. Wouldn't you like to be seen walking down the street carrying that umbrella? I think any lady would. So I'll pull it down a little so you can see the point on it. Yeah, black point. Now, the ribbing inside is much like the one we just looked at. You can see how pretty it is. Nice and neat, it's clean. You have to be very careful with these because the fabric right here, got a couple little holes, and it won't be long until it tears a little more if it's handled very much. There's one on the other side. Not very obvious, but they're there. Now, when I close this umbrella, come on, where am I? These things can pinch your fingers sometimes. Take a look. That's Bakelite. Let me get it straight so you can see it. That's Bakelite. And turn it sideways. And this is also Bakelite black. That's the way they were made. I don't know how old these umbrellas are, but I'm going to figure they're from the 30s and 40s. All right, let's go for a solid one. Oh, I love this one. It is so pretty. Nice blue umbrella. That's not spot, that lights on the, you see how end of it, it's got a flat point to it. And I believe this is wood. Yes, it's wood. So I'm going to turn it around and see what the inside, oh, the inside is silver this time. Can you get it? Look at it close. I think that's part of the beauty of the umbrella. It's the inside ribbing. Isn't that pretty? Nice and clean, neat. And the little tips. Those are the things you worry about with most umbrellas. The fabric pulls away from the tip that's holding this stem. Now, oh gosh. Oh, this was a button umbrella. Let's see if I can get it right. Right here is the button. I'll show you how that works. Okay, let me get it all the way down. Now, I've got it down. I'm going to press that button. There's your umbrella. Yeah, I can remember when those were popular. And the ribbing inside is so pretty. So I'll close this one up. If I can get it closed. Okay, it's going to close. Okay. Now, as far as I know, this handle is Bakelite. It's got a sort of a pattern to it where it's been molded. It looks like wood, but it is actually Bakelite. I'm trying to get a better view of it, but it doesn't work. So I guess I don't have my lighting right. Anyway, you can get an idea of what I'm showing you. We'll go to the side. Now here's a beauty. I just love this umbrella. This looks like your circus tent. Now this is sort of a gray and brown. In the camera it almost looked purple. But don't you love that? This is my favorite style of umbrella. The way the point comes up here. Doesn't it look like a circus tent? Okay, let me get hold of it. Whoops. Let's get it this way. I don't have enough room here. I didn't allow for space. But look there, inside. Oh, that's so pretty. Twirl that. Oh, I really like this umbrella. It also has the black bakelite handle. It's got the clear right here in the middle, the black on each end. And there's your ribbing inside the umbrella. Also silver. I'd say right now, this is my favorite umbrella. So pretty. Look at that. Don't you love it? Let's close it up. I'm getting everything hooked into the tablecloth. I gotta get this. This is real stiff. If I'm not careful, I can pinch my fingers. It's not going to close real easy. Whew! That was a rough one. There you see it in its changeable colors. Okay, that's Jan's umbrella. This next one is mine. I wanted to show it again because it's probably my favorite of all. First, I'll just go ahead and show you the handle. This is also bakelite. Most of them are. Some of them are hard plastic. You can't see the ribbing. You see why? This umbrella is lined in a beautiful floral red print. And on the edges, it's like a little ruffle, little black ruffle. Now let me turn this around so you can see it on the outside, how it's shaped. There's that little umbrella. Now we'll turn it around and you can see the beauty of it. Don't you like that? I just think it's beautiful. Wouldn't you like to carry that umbrella? These umbrellas remind me of a movie. And you'll all know the movie. Somewhere in Time. Jane Seymour, Christopher Reeve. Probably one of the most beautiful love stories ever told in a movie. She was so beautiful. Let's see, what did I do with my little black umbrella? That's the one I want to show you next. And this is the umbrella that makes me think of Jane Seymour. You see, it's not very big. It's the smallest one I've got. But I remember her walking through the park in her long black beautiful gown. And she carried a parasol, much like this one. I can just picture her. I thought she was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen in that movie. And I can picture her walking along with this umbrella. So pretty. Yes, this is the one that I associate with Somewhere in Time. It's also got the little ruffles on the edge. And the handle, again, is bakelite. Come on now. These things are hard to close. They haven't been used in a long time. Here's your chain. Here's your umbrella. Wrap this around. And this is my somewhere in time umbrella. Yes. Tiny, simple, but pretty. The next one just blows my mind. I like to never got it open. You're gonna see what it looked like. It really was very difficult for me to open this umbrella. It is Jan's umbrella. See if I can get it on the tables where you can get a real good look at it. Get on the other side. I might can show you better. Can you see the orange around the edges? See how pretty that is? Got that stem on it. Now let me show you the other side. This you're going to like. Woo! It's a little big. I can't get it set up the way I want. But you can see what it looks like. I'm going to pull it forward. Maybe you can see the design a little better on the inside. And it's been scalloped around the edges. Isn't that a beautiful? And I'll show you this handle. Okay, come on here. Let's do this right. I really had a hard time getting it open, so I want to be careful that I don't close it and can't open it again. Ooh. Hold on, I'll be with you. Okay. I'm taking it down. You can see the edges of it. How pretty that is. Now I want to hold it so that doesn't. Okay. Here's the handle. Trying to get it in a position. There. The metal handle, very designed. And look on the end. Can you see the end? Let's see if I can get it any closer. It's got, I think those are roses painted on the end. Very pretty. You can't get a good look at it, but still use your imagination. I do that a lot. You can see inside the umbrella while it's just partially raised and see the beauty of it. Yes, I really do like this umbrella. I'm gonna try to keep it so that it won't close. If it closes again, the little catch slides inside the stem and I can't get it out. So I'm going to put this over to one side just like it is. One more. This is also mine, but I thought I'd pull it out again. You've probably forgotten what my umbrellas look like, so you won't mind looking at this one again. This is wood. I think this is a very pretty one. It's got a ruffle around the edge, and it's definitely a lady's umbrella. Now let me look at the inside. Yes, it's got the pretty, look at the ribs. Aren't they pretty? To me, they're pretty. I know that they're what holds the umbrella together. But they're very pretty. And the tips They're just kind of brass finished, but they're large tips. You see how big they are. And see the inside of the umbrella like this. Let me look at the handle. I'm not sure if it's wood or if it's bakelite. It's hard to tell the way they finish them sometimes. But I'm gonna close it up and see. Oh, this is another one of those that opened like this. Yeah. Oh, we liked those when they came into being. Gee, that was the umbrella to have. There's your handle. All right. Let's see, I'm going to show you one or two more of mine. This is also what I call a circus tent. And look at the handle. This, I believe, is just hard plastic, but it's pretty. It matches the umbrella. Got the small tips. Now let's see if I can get this opened up. Okay. Look at that. Isn't that a beauty? Like that top circus print. Circus tent, what I'm trying to say. It's starting to look like the ribbing want to punch through the fabric. That's why you have to be so careful with these umbrellas. You don't want to damage and cause the fabric to tear. There's your handle. There's your umbrella. And let's see. I'm going to do this. I'm going to sit right here. And I'm going to... I thought I was going to show you how I would look under the umbrella, but I don't think this is a good idea. At least you got to see the beauty of the umbrella. That's what I wanted you to see. Come on now. I'm waiting to pinch my fingers because I know it's got to happen sooner or later. Whew. Got it. Got it there. And here's another one with the wooden handle. Look how big these tips are. See? Let me open that up. What do you think about this one? Little big. I don't know if I can get it up on the table or not. Yeah, I think that'll do it. Now, isn't that a beauty? See, I don't carry any of these umbrellas. People ask me, do you use the umbrellas? I don't, because I know as sure as I do, I'll leave it in a restaurant somewhere. And that would just break my heart if I accidentally left my pretty vintage umbrella somewhere for somebody else to pick it up. So I don't carry them with me at all. Although there are times, it's like my rhinestone glasses. Sometimes I'd like to carry the umbrella like I wear my rhinestone glasses because they're pretty and they're showy and I like to show them off. Yeah, you should. Anything that looks like that, you want others to see it. You want them to appreciate it the same way you do, and you want them to know this is the way life used to be. And the nice things that the women had. See the wooden handle? Simple handle, but the umbrella itself, the fabric, is just beautiful. I have one that I couldn't get it raised. Let me see over here. Could not get it raised. And I knew it would be such a pretty one. So I wanted to show it to you anyway. Look at the point. That's about a 5-inch point. Be used as a weapon as far as I'm concerned. Maybe I ought to carry it with me. See the handle? It's sort of a cloudy looking gray, and this part is also bakelite. Got the little chain to carry it with. And my thinking was, even if you can't open it, this would make a nice walking cane for a lady. You could carry it like that. See how dainty? And you don't have to open it. It's got the long point. The height of it is just perfect. And rather than an ugly old walking cane that somebody invented that has no good looks about it at all, and everybody's gonna notice it when you're using it, not because it's pretty, but because you're having to use a cane. In this case, I think it's pretty. And nobody would give any thought to you using it as a cane. They just think you were carrying your umbrella with you. And I might put this in my car for that reason, because every now and then my balance gets a little off, and I think I should have brought a cane with me. This is the perfect thing to use. Keep that in mind, ladies. You want to fool a few people into thinking that's your umbrella you're carrying with you, your pretty umbrella, instead of it being used as a walking cane. Just say Pat told me that. And I'm thinking I am going to carry it in my car when I think I need a little extra help with my balance. Now, I was talking about Somewhere in Time with Jane Seymour and Christopher Reeve. And I know every one of you have seen that movie. Let me turn my camera a little bit so you can see me. There we go. I'm wearing my Goodwill blouse. You look close, you can see the sparkles. See how that sparkles? Sometimes you can get some pretty nice. And this is the first thing I've had that I could wear my necklace with. Yeah, this is one of those I made, and these I've worn the earrings several times. But this is the first blouse I've had that this necklace would go with, and you can see what it looks like. I'll get a little closer so you can get a good look. See? It kind of goes with my blouse, and the blouse has got those little gold sparkles. Okay, that was a goodbye at Goodwill. Let's get back to Jane Seymour and Christopher Reeve. In the movie, it was filmed at the Grand Hotel in Mackinac Island, Michigan. Now, when I saw that movie, I thought that's the most beautiful place I've ever seen. All those geraniums that lined that long porch with the white rocking chairs. Where in the world did they film this movie? My first thought was, somewhere in Europe. It has to be. There's no place in the United States that looks like that. That hotel it's a mile long. And it's just too beautiful to even describe. Well, I learned, yes, that hotel is in the United States. It's in the state of Michigan. What? It's in the United States, and I never knew about it before. Well, I've been there now. I've been there. And it's worth the trip. You're going north on vacation. You're going through Michigan. Make sure you go to Mackinac Island. Get on that ferry ride across the water. Now, you can't drive a car. Don't get to drive a car on Mackinac Island. You go by horse and buggy, or you walk. Now, I have to tell you about, actually, the first time I went was a couple of friends I'd met on the Queen Elizabeth II ship. They were fantastic. I was visiting them and they took me to Mackinac Island. Oh my, I was excited. He told me about the time that they had been there and they were going through the hotel. Now he was a penny pincher. He was what you call a well-to-do penny pincher. Loved how you could save money on things. They're walking through the hotel and they're getting ready for a lecture by Carlton Barney. If you don't know who Carlton Barney is, maybe you knew the name Dorothy Draper. They're both designers. Dorothy Draper was the one that designed the Grand Hotel. She also designed the Greenbrier at Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. Now, I think she's gone now, so Carlton Barney stepped into her shoes and took over the decorating of these two great hotels. All right. They're getting ready for the lecture, and my friends are walking through huge lobby with that beautiful carpet with those great big red geraniums. Prettiest thing I'd ever seen. And what's going on? Oh, Carlton Barney's going to give a lecture. Well, people were seated and still coming in, and the lecture cost $25. Well, he just walks over. He sits down at the table, and she says, we can't stay here. We haven't paid. He says, sure we can. There goes the fire trucks. Now, he says, sure we can. She says, they'll make us leave. Well, we can sit here a few minutes anyway. They sat down at the table, and she was beginning to get a little bit nervous. They haven't paid $25 to hear Carlton Barney talk. But he's not the least bit concerned. Everything's fine. And she's just waiting for someone to tap her on the shoulder and say, you can't stay here unless you pay the fee. So they're watching. Nothing happens. They're enjoying the lecture. Carlton Barney, the famous designer, and they haven't paid. Well, she managed to get through the lecture without having a heart attack, and her husband just enjoying the whole thing. When they come to the end of the lecture, there's a question and answer period. You know how that goes. Anybody got any questions? Well, who do you think was the first person to do this? Her husband. Oh my goodness. And we haven't even paid for this. He was the first guest there to ask a question. Now, I don't know what the question was he asked, but when she told me the story, it's one of those situations that if you use your imagination, it's funny. He could do the strangest things. He had more confidence than anybody I've ever seen. He wasn't at all worried about being asked to leave because he didn't pay his $25. So when I was planning this and thinking about the Grand Hotel and thinking about Jane Seymour and her pretty umbrella, I remembered my friend telling me about seeing Carlton Barney at the Grand Hotel. It's worth the trip. You'll never forget it. I sat on that long veranda, and it's long, let me tell you, in one of those white rocking chairs. And I looked down over the landscape. They had a big swimming pool, and you could see out over the bay. You could see the boats and the ferry. It was so delightful. And one thing I noticed, hundreds of geraniums. There was not a bad petal on a single flower. There were none starting to look wilted. They were so well taken care of day by day that there wasn't a flaw in the geraniums on that front porch. Now, I've been there 3 times. I'd go again. Another thing I want to tell you, of course, this is after the fact. I was watching an old Esther Williams movie. You know, Esther Williams was the swimmer. And in my day, we loved Esther Williams movies. She was talking about going to visit her aunt on Mackinac Island. That got my attention. I've seen this movie before, but I don't remember anything about Mackinac Island. Well, I was watching closely, waiting. She gets off that ferry. You have to go by horse and buggy up those hills. It's up and down hills, a lot of hills. So you have to have your walking shoes on. And I'm waiting and I'm waiting till they show the Grand Hotel. And they did. They showed the Grand Hotel in that Esther Williams movie. I got so excited. Simple little thing like that. Something that any of us and all of us would enjoy if we saw it one time, just once. If we got to walk through that long lobby, if we got to have lunch, and then sit on the veranda and rock back and forth in one of those big white rocking chairs and start counting the flower pots along the edge of the porch. You would love it, folks. So, that and my umbrellas. I think I forgot one. Hold on. This one was Jan's. It is so pretty. I need to move my camera back a little so you can get a good look at it. There we go. See how pretty? It's a small one. And it's got a very flat tip. You want to look at the inside. Now, these are very small. Well, in fact, the umbrella is small. But this is the smallest one I've got, or she got. This is her umbrella. But I'll show you how it unfolds. There we go. And it opens out like, see? There you go. And you push this down some way. I haven't tried it before. But anyway, you can wrap this around. And the little tip on the end has broken off. But you can see, it's like those small umbrellas that we get. It would be like that when you folded it down. There's what you would have right there. So, that's my display of vintage umbrellas. And to see more, you go to the video I did probably a year ago. and you'll see the rest of my umbrellas. So I hope you've enjoyed this one today, because I couldn't think of any other way to display the umbrellas. I wanted to take them up on the roof and where it'd be in the bright sunlight, but there's so much wind up there and you get noise from all the mechanism on the rooftop that you wouldn't be able to hear me talk. And of course, main thing you want is to hear me talk. I know you do. So go looking for your vintage umbrellas. I think you would have fun if you found one. You'd be so tickled. But make sure it's one that's in good shape. So I'm going to fix myself something to eat. I haven't had lunch yet, so we call this not brunch, but we'll call this lunch and dinner. So have a good day. I'm enjoying all of your comments. Gee, you just make my day. You have given me something to fill my life. 87 years old, there aren't many things you do. You don't go very often because you have to depend on someone else. So this is my way out. I'm using you people. I really am. I'm using you to keep me entertained. And you've been doing a good job. So that's all I'm going to say now. You have fun and let me know what you think about my umbrellas.